Chapter 1. Shadows of Resurgence. The city of London lay shrouded in an otherworldly haze, a thick mist snaking through its ancient alleys and narrow streets. The night was pregnant with an impending storm, the air heavy with the scent of rain and apprehension. Streetlights flickered like distant stars, casting feeble pools of light that fought valiantly against the encroaching darkness. It was a night where the boundary between the living and the spectral seemed to blur, where reality itself hung in suspense. Amidst this ethereal backdrop, Malcolm Gray, a retired detective once renowned for his sharp intellect and unwavering determination, found himself standing before a scene plucked straight from the nightmares of a tormented soul. The crime scene, an alley veiled in shadows, stretched out before him like a sinister canvas. Raindrops, each carrying the weight of London's sorrow, pelted the cobblestones with a melancholic rhythm, drumming out a mournful dirge. In the heart of this desolate enclave lay the body of a woman, her lifeless eyes reflecting the sodium glow of the flickering street lamp. Her skin, pale as moonlight, bore the scars of a violent struggle, her once vibrant spirit now extinguished by an unseen hand. The dialogue of death hung in the air, palpable and suffocating, as if the very night itself mourned her passing. Malcolm's eyes, once sharp and unyielding, now held a haunted glimmer. He recognized the scene before him, not from a recent case, but from the depths of his own past. A past he had tried so desperately to bury beneath layers of repression and alcohol-induced numbness. It was a cruel jest of fate, a reminder that some demons refuse to remain confined within the chambers of memory. As raindrops splattered against his coat, Malcolm stepped forward, his footsteps muted by the symphony of rain. The dialogue of his thoughts was a cacophony of conflicting emotions, regret, guilt, and a reluctant ember of determination flickering in the depths of his soul. The woman's lifeless gaze seemed to implore him, urging him to delve once more into the abyss he had long avoided. With a heavy sigh, he pulled out a weathered notebook, its pages stained with the remnants of past investigations. The dialogue of his past cases resurfaced in his mind, a haunting chorus of unanswered questions and unresolved endings. With trembling hands, he began to sketch the first strokes of what promised to be a new chapter in the annals of his tortured history. The night held its breath as Malcolm Gray, a reluctant ghost from the city's past, prepared to confront the shadows that had long eluded him. The dialogue between the living and the dead had begun anew, and the city, unaware of the storm brewing beneath its surface, continued its restless slumber. Chapter 2. Echoes of Guilt. Inside Malcolm Gray's apartment, the air was thick with the scent of aging paper and the faint aroma of brewed coffee. The room was a symphony of muted colors, draped in shades of mahogany and charcoal, with occasional glimmers of silver from the city lights filtering through the half-closed blinds. The walls, once adorned with accolades and commendations, now bore the scars of a man haunted by the ghosts of his past. Moonlight seeped through the tattered curtains, casting ethereal shadows that danced across the walls. The dialogue between light and darkness painted a melancholic tableau, accentuating the weariness etched into Malcolm's features. His eyes, once keen and piercing, were now dulled by the weight of regret, each wrinkle on his face telling a story of a battle long fought and lost. In the corner of the room, a weathered wooden desk stood like a sentinel, bearing the burden of countless unsolved cases. The dialogue of guilt reverberated through the room as Malcolm sifted through old case files, each folder an epitaph for a mystery left unsolved. The dialogue of missed opportunities whispered through the air, a haunting reminder of his failures. A single desk lamp cast a warm, sepia-toned glow on the worn pages of a notebook. Its cover, embossed with fading gold letters, bore the title of a case that had tormented Malcolm's dreams. The dialogue of that case resonated in his mind, a symphony of voices from the past demanding justice. The dialogue of his own conscience wrestled with the shadows, as he revisited crime scene photographs and witness statements, each piece of evidence a specter of what could have been. As the night deepened, Malcolm's silhouette was etched against the soft glow of the desk lamp. His hands, calloused and steady, traced the contours of a photograph, an image frozen in time. The dialogue of that moment, captured in monochrome, told a tale of a happier time, a time before the darkness had crept into his soul. The dialogue of loss and longing echoed in his heart as he clung to the remnants of a life that had slipped through his fingers. Outside, raindrops tapped gently on the window pane, their dialogue a soothing lullaby to the tormented detective. In the quiet solitude of his apartment, Malcolm Gray confronted the echoes of guilt that reverberated through his past. The dialogue between his memories and the present was a discordant melody, playing out the symphony of a broken man seeking redemption. Little did he know, the night still held secrets, and the shadows of his past were about to intertwine with the enigmatic whispers of the present. Chapter 3. The Enigmatic Ghost. In the heart of London, a place where the city's pulse beat the loudest, Malcolm Gray found himself in a clandestine meeting with an informant from his past. The location was a forgotten alley, hidden behind a labyrinth of twisting lanes, illuminated only by the feeble glow of a flickering street lamp. Shadows played on the walls like elusive specters, dancing to the rhythm of the night. The informant, a silhouette shrouded in darkness, stepped forward. Their dialogue was a whispered conspiracy, each word pregnant with secrets and unspoken truths. The air was heavy with the scent of rain-soaked concrete and the distant aroma of freshly brewed coffee, creating an atmosphere thick with anticipation. A cryptic message written in blood-red letters adorned the brick wall. "The ghost knows," it read, the dialogue between the words dripping with menace. Malcolm's sharp eyes narrowed as he deciphered the enigmatic puzzle before him. The dialogue of fear and curiosity mingled in his mind as he realized that he was being watched, monitored by an unseen adversary who reveled in the power of anonymity. The informant's voice, a mere whisper in the night, wove a tale of an elusive figure known only as the Ghost. The dialogue of their exploits painted a portrait of a cunning, enigmatic criminal mastermind, orchestrating a symphony of chaos from the shadows. Malcolm's mind raced with questions, curiosity battling the dialogue of caution as he delved deeper into the mystery. As the conversation continued, raindrops fell like silent witnesses, eavesdropping on the clandestine dialogue between the detective and his source. The dialogue of danger hung in the air, as if the very heavens themselves warned Malcolm of the perilous path he was treading. The informant's cryptic words teased the detective's intellect, leaving him with more questions than answers. With every passing moment, the enigmatic ghost seemed to grow more tangible, their presence looming over Malcolm like a phantom from a half-forgotten nightmare. The dialogue of a malevolent intellect seeped into the detective's thoughts, raising the hair on the back of his neck. The alley, once a sanctuary for clandestine meetings, now felt like a trap, closing in around him with a suffocating embrace. In the dead of night, under the watchful gaze of a blood-red moon, Malcolm Gray found himself entangled in a web of intrigue spun by an adversary who thrived on anonymity. The dialogue between light and darkness, truth and deception, played out in the shadows as the detective prepared to confront the enigmatic ghost who had dared to challenge his expertise. Little did he know, the dialogue of their encounter would unleash a torrent of events, shaking the very foundations of his beliefs and plunging him into a world where the line between reality and illusion blurred into obscurity. Chapter 4. Haunting Echoes. A sepia-toned flashback enveloped Malcolm Gray, transporting him back to a night much like the one he faced now. Raindrops fell in a gentle rhythm, painting the city in a glistening sheen, reminiscent of tears shed for lost souls. The dialogue of the past reverberated through his mind, taking him to a time when his steps were surer, and the weight of guilt had yet to settle upon his shoulders. In the flashback, a younger Malcolm stood beside a fellow detective, their dialogue a blend of camaraderie and shared purpose. The crime scene, eerily similar to the present one, stretched out before them like a grim tableau. Their dialogue was a mixture of whispered theories and hushed speculations, the dialogue of hope and ambition intermingled with the dialogue of grim reality. Each raindrop that splashed against the pavement seemed to echo the dialogue of missed opportunities, the unsolved case still haunting Malcolm's dreams. The dialogue of an unsolved puzzle, a mystery that had eluded their grasp, hung in the air like a specter from the past. A flicker of realization crossed his face as he remembered his younger self, determination burning bright within him. The flashback was a cruel reminder of what he had lost over the years. The innocence, the dialogue of belief in justice, unmarred by the stains of guilt. The dialogue of his former partner's voice echoed in his ears, a haunting melody that stirred the embers of Malcolm's fading resolve. In the present, Malcolm's hand traced the outline of a faded photograph, capturing a moment when smiles were genuine, and the dialogue of happiness was unadulterated. The dialogue of regret twisted his features as he stared at the image. The rain outside mirrored his internal turmoil, each droplet a reflection of his tears, both seen and unseen. As the flashback faded, Malcolm found himself back in the present, the weight of the past heavy upon his shoulders. Unresolved mysteries reverberated through the alley, a ghostly echo of what once was. With a heavy heart, he knew that he could no longer ignore the dialogue of his past, for it held the key to the enigmatic ghost that now haunted his every thought. Redemption tugged at his soul, urging him to confront the haunting echoes and find closure, not just for himself, but for the restless spirits of the past that lingered in the corners of his mind. Chapter 5. Whispers of the Shadows. A foggy night descended, veiling the city in an ethereal shroud. The dialogue of darkness was punctuated by the distant hum of traffic, a lullaby for the restless city. Malcolm Gray stood at the entrance of an abandoned library, its grandeur marred by neglect, the dialogue of forgotten knowledge echoing through its empty halls. Inside, the library was a labyrinth of decaying shelves, each laden with the dialogue of centuries past, forgotten whispers of poets, philosophers, and historians. The scent of old books mingled with the dampness of the night, creating an atmosphere that seemed to breathe with the dialogue of antiquity. Moonlight filtered through the stained glass windows, casting a mosaic of colors on the dusty floor. Malcolm's footsteps reverberated through the silence as he navigated the maze of forgotten knowledge. The dialogue of his purpose resounded in the hushed ambience. His flashlight flickered, casting eerie shadows that danced on the walls, the dialogue of their movement mimicking the elusive nature of his investigation. Among the shelves he discovered a hidden chamber, its entrance concealed behind a tapestry adorned with symbols. The dialogue of curiosity and trepidation warred within him as he pushed aside the heavy fabric, revealing a room bathed in an otherworldly glow. Candlelight flickered, casting dancing shadows that seemed to whisper secrets to the walls. In the center of the chamber, an ancient tome lay open, its pages filled with cryptic symbols and illustrations that seemed to come alive in the dim light. The dialogue of the occult and the unknown pervaded the room, stirring the detective's senses. His fingers traced the dialogue of the text, the words feeling almost alive beneath his touch. As Malcolm delved deeper into the tome, the dialogue of revelation unfolded before him. The enigmatic ghost, it seemed, was more than just a criminal mastermind. Secret society, steeped in mysticism and ancient rituals, unfolded like a dark tapestry before his eyes. The dialogue of conspiracy and manipulation became apparent, weaving a web that ensnared not just the present, but the very fabric of history itself. Outside, thunder rumbled, its dialogue a warning to the intruder disturbing the secrets of the past. Inside the chamber, Malcolm's mind was a whirlwind of thoughts and discoveries. The dialogue of revelation and danger merged, propelling him further down the rabbit hole of the enigmatic ghost's machinations. In the heart of the abandoned library, amidst the dialogue of forgotten tomes and whispered secrets, Malcolm Gray found himself on the verge of a revelation that could change everything. The dialogue of truth beckoned, but with it came the looming shadow of an ancient conspiracy, casting doubts on the very reality he thought he knew. The dialogue between the present and the past hung in the balance, and as he turned another page, he realized that the secrets he sought were entwined with forces beyond his comprehension. Chapter 6. The Dance of Shadows. A full moon hung high in the London sky, casting an eerie silver glow upon the city. Malcolm Gray stood on the rooftop of a dilapidated building, his silhouette etched against the night. The dialogue of the city's heartbeat, the distant honking of cars and muffled voices created a dissonant melody. The air was charged with anticipation of an impending revelation, lingering like a phantom in the night. In the distance, the London Eye spun slowly, its illuminated capsules carrying oblivious tourists above the city. Below, the River Thames flowed silently, its waters reflecting the moon's ghostly visage. The city's timeless beauty was juxtaposed with the dialogue of its dark underbelly, a duality that defined London's essence. Malcolm's eyes, sharp as a hawk's, scanned the cityscape below. The dialogue of the night held secrets he was determined to unravel. A gust of wind swept across the rooftop, carrying the dialogue of distant sirens and the faint aroma of street food. The city's pulse reverberated through him, grounding him in the moment. His gaze fell upon an abandoned warehouse nestled amidst the labyrinthine streets. The dialogue of its desolation and the air of malevolence it exuded piqued his interest. The enigmatic ghost, it seemed, had chosen this place for their nefarious activities. Anticipation quickened Malcolm's heart as he made his way down to investigate. Inside the warehouse, darkness enveloped him like a suffocating cloak. His flashlight cut through the obsidian void, revealing a scene straight out of a macabre tableau. Tables were strewn with ancient artifacts and esoteric symbols, the dialogue of an occult ritual unfolding before his eyes. Candles flickered, casting eerie shadows that danced upon the walls, the dialogue of their movement like a spectral ballet. The dialogue of dread crept into Malcolm's mind as he realized the magnitude of the situation. The ghost was not merely a criminal, they were a practitioner of the arcane, their motives intertwined with forces beyond the realm of reason. The dialogue of ancient power and modern malevolence collided, creating an enigmatic dance that left Malcolm awestruck and terrified in equal measure. As he delved deeper into the warehouse, his footsteps echoed like a drumbeat in the vast expanse. The dialogue of his breath was a rhythmic accompaniment, harmonizing with the dialogue of distant chanting that reverberated through the walls. Dark and ominous, grew louder as he approached the epicenter of the ceremony. In a dimly lit chamber, Malcolm found himself face to face with the enigmatic ghost. Their silhouette was obscured by the shadows, their identity still a mystery. The dialogue of confrontation crackled in the air as Malcolm demanded answers, his voice echoing with the determination born of years of relentless pursuit. The ghost's voice, smooth as silk yet laced with menace, filled the chamber. The dialogue of their cryptic words sent shivers down Malcolm's spine. The dialogue of an ancient prophecy, a revelation that could reshape the very fabric of reality, hung in the balance. The dialogue of a choice, a decision that could tip the scales between salvation and destruction, weighed heavily upon Malcolm's shoulders. As the dialogue between the detective and the ghost reached its crescendo, the air itself seemed to tremble with anticipation. The dialogue of shadows enveloped them, their figures merging into the darkness like specters of the night. The dialogue of an impending reckoning loomed, and Malcolm Gray stood at the epicenter, ready to face the enigmatic forces that had woven their influence through the tapestry of his investigation. In the heart of the warehouse, amidst the dialogue of ancient rituals and the dance of shadows, Malcolm prepared to confront the enigmatic ghost. The dialogue between light and darkness, truth and deception, played out in the dim light, setting the stage for a confrontation that would decide the fate of not just Malcolm, but the entire city of London. Chapter 7. Veil of Illusions. The night in London wore a deceptive mask of tranquility, concealing the storm of mysteries that brewed beneath its surface. Malcolm Gray, determined and resolute, found himself drawn into a world where reality and illusion blurred into an indistinguishable haze. The city's skyline glittered with a myriad of lights, each one a flickering beacon in the vast expanse of the night. Inside a clandestine chamber hidden beneath the city, the dialogue of ancient manuscripts and the scent of incense hung thick in the air. The room was adorned with arcane symbols, their intricate designs weaving a tapestry of forgotten knowledge. Candles flickered, casting a surreal glow upon the faces of Malcolm and the enigmatic ghost. The dialogue of tension crackled between them, the weight of their unspoken words palpable. The ghost, their features still shrouded in shadows, began to unravel the enigma that had plagued Malcolm's thoughts. The dialogue of truth and deception intertwined, blurring the lines between fact and fiction. As the ghost spoke, their voice took on an ethereal quality, weaving a narrative that transcended time and space. The dialogue of ancient prophecies and forgotten lore painted vivid images in Malcolm's mind. He felt like a mariner navigating uncharted waters, the dialogue of uncertainty and wonder guiding his course. Outside, the city's lights dimmed, succumbing to the night's embrace. The dialogue of darkness outside mirrored the enigmatic dialogue inside the chamber. Revelations and illusions became entangled, casting a veil of uncertainty over Malcolm's perceptions. Every word uttered by the ghost seemed to warp reality, the dialogue of their narrative a potent elixir that intoxicated his senses. The ghost's gaze, though veiled, bore into Malcolm's soul. The dialogue of scrutiny and intrigue danced in their eyes, as if they were searching for something beyond the surface. Malcolm felt like a character in a grand play, fate guiding his every move. The dialogue of his purpose, his very existence, hung in the balance. In the midst of the surreal dialogue, Malcolm's mind became a canvas upon which the ghost painted a vivid tapestry of truth and deceit. The dialogue of doubt and conviction warred within him, the boundaries of his beliefs stretching to accommodate the enigmatic revelations. The dialogue of his identity, his understanding of the world, underwent a profound transformation. As the ghost's narrative reached its climax, the room seemed to tremble with unseen forces. The dialogue of destiny and free will clashed, creating ripples in the fabric of reality. Malcolm stood at the crossroads of ancient prophecies and contemporary mysteries, his very existence intertwined with the enigmatic forces that had guided his path. In the heart of the chamber, amidst the dialogue of truth and illusions, Malcolm Gray faced a choice that would define not just his fate, but the fate of the entire city. The dialogue of his decision reverberated through the chamber, echoing in the silence that followed. Little did he know, the consequences of his choice would send shockwaves through the very foundations of reality, plunging him into a realm where the boundaries of truth and fiction no longer held sway. Chapter 8. The city of London lay shrouded in an impenetrable fog, the dialogue of obscurity and mystery clinging to its every corner. Inside a dimly lit room, adorned with symbols that whispered of ancient power, Malcolm Gray stood at the precipice of the unknown. Anticipation hung heavy in the air, the very essence of the room crackling with an energy that defied explanation. Across from him, the enigmatic ghost loomed like a specter from another realm. Their dialogue, a blend of wisdom and enigma, filled the chamber, weaving a tapestry of possibilities and impossibilities. The dialogue of fate and choice became entangled, blurring the lines between free will and predestination. A single candle flickered on a weathered wooden table, casting long, dancing shadows that seemed to echo the dialogue of uncertainty in Malcolm's mind. His purpose, his very existence, hung in the balance as he faced the enigmatic figure before him. The dialogue of revelation and revelation intertwined, creating a knot of complexity that seemed impossible to unravel. The ghost's voice, melodious yet tinged with an undercurrent of sorrow, filled the room. The dialogue of ancient prophecies and contemporary dilemmas wove a narrative that transcended time. Malcolm felt like a mariner navigating the stormy seas of fate, the dialogue of his resolve the only beacon in the darkness. As the ghost spoke, the room seemed to come alive with ethereal energy. The dialogue of unseen forces and the echoes of forgotten voices reverberated through the chamber. Malcolm's senses were heightened, his perception expanding beyond the physical realm. The dialogue of his consciousness merged with the dialogue of the universe, creating a surreal union of the mundane and the extraordinary. Outside, the fog thickened, swallowing the city whole. The dialogue of the outside world faded, leaving Malcolm and the ghost in a cocoon of isolation. The dialogue of revelations continued, each word peeling away the layers of reality like the petals of a cosmic flower. The dialogue of awe and trepidation mingled within Malcolm's soul as he grappled with the enormity of the truths revealed. In the midst of the profound dialogue, Malcolm felt a surge of determination. The dialogue of his purpose, his role in the grand tapestry of existence, crystallized within him. The ghost's revelations, though enigmatic, had ignited a fire within him. With newfound clarity, Malcolm met the ghost's gaze. The dialogue of acceptance and defiance shone in his eyes, the dialogue of a decision made echoing in the stillness of the room. The ghost nodded, their features softening with an emotion that transcended words. The dialogue of mutual understanding passed between them, a silent acknowledgement of the journey they had undertaken together. As the dialogue of their encounter came to an end, Malcolm felt a profound sense of fulfillment wash over him. The enigmatic mysteries that had plagued his thoughts had finally found resolution. The dialogue of closure and new beginnings enveloped him like a comforting embrace as he stepped out of the chamber, his heart lighter than it had been in years. In the depths of the fog-laden night, Malcolm Gray emerged from the enigmatic encounter, his mind clear and his purpose defined. The dialogue of his transformation echoed in the darkness, a testament to the power of understanding and acceptance. Little did he know, the truths he had uncovered would not only reshape his life, but would reverberate through the very fabric of reality, leaving an indelible mark on the city of London and the enigmatic ghost who had guided him on this extraordinary journey. Chapter 9. Echoes of Destiny. The night had lifted its veil, revealing a city awakening to the first light of dawn. In the quiet hours before sunrise, Malcolm Gray found himself standing at the edge of the River Thames, the dialogue of its gentle waves lapping against the docks like a soothing lullaby. The city's skyline, now bathed in the soft hues of the approaching dawn, held a surreal beauty, a testament to the dichotomy of the world he inhabited. The dialogue of the night's revelations still echoed in his mind, the enigmatic words of the ghost resonating like a haunting melody. The city, once a labyrinth of mysteries, now seemed more familiar, as if the dialogue of understanding had illuminated its darkest corners. The enigmatic encounter had left an indelible mark on his soul, the dialogue of transformation etched into his very being. As he watched the sun rise, a sense of tranquility washed over him. The dialogue of acceptance and peace settled within his heart, the weight of his past burdens lifted by the ghost's revelations. The dialogue of a new beginning, a chapter untainted by the shadows of uncertainty, lay before him like an unwritten manuscript waiting to be explored. His mind, once clouded by doubts and unanswered questions, now resonated with a newfound clarity. The dialogue of purpose and destiny intertwined within him, guiding his thoughts like a compass pointing north. The ghost's cryptic words had become a beacon, illuminating the path that stretched before him, a path defined by understanding, acceptance, and the pursuit of truth. In the distance, the city stirred to life. The dialogue of morning commuters and the distant hum of traffic mingled with the dialogue of chirping birds, creating a symphony of everyday life. Malcolm felt like an observer, detached yet connected to the vibrant dialogue of the world around him. His purpose, once shrouded in ambiguity, now stood as clear as the morning sky. He had been chosen not just to unravel the enigmatic mysteries that had plagued the city, but to embrace the dialogue of his own destiny. The ghost's revelations had granted him a perspective beyond the constraints of the physical world, allowing him to see the interconnectedness of all things. As the sun peeked over the horizon, casting golden tendrils of light upon the river, Malcolm felt a sense of gratitude. The dialogue of his gratitude extended beyond the ghost, encompassing the entire city that had witnessed his journey. The dialogue of interconnectedness and unity filled his heart as he acknowledged the symbiotic relationship between the city and its inhabitants. With a final glance at the sunrise, Malcolm turned away from the river, his footsteps infused with purpose. The dialogue of his resolve echoed in the stillness of the morning, a testament to the transformative power of enlightenment. The city, once a labyrinth of enigmas, now lay before him as an open book, its pages waiting to be explored. In the heart of the dawn-kissed city, Malcolm Gray embarked on a new chapter of his life, his steps guided by the dialogue of destiny and understanding. The enigmatic encounter with the ghost had not only unraveled the mysteries that had plagued him, but had also bestowed upon him the wisdom to navigate the complexities of existence. As he walked away, the echoes of his journey lingered in the air, a reminder of the transformative power of truth and the enigmatic dance between fate and free will. Chapter 10. The Threads of Fate. Time seemed to stretch and contract, as if the universe itself held its breath, anticipating the culmination of a grand tapestry woven with enigmatic threads. In the heart of London, amidst the echoes of ancient prophecies and the dialogue of contemporary mysteries, Malcolm Gray found himself standing before a door, its surface adorned with intricate symbols that seemed to pulse with an otherworldly energy. The dialogue of anticipation and trepidation gripped his heart as he reached out and turned the handle. Beyond the door lay a chamber bathed in a soft, ethereal glow. The walls were adorned with tapestries that depicted scenes from a time long past, the dialogue of history and legend interwoven in their threads. In the center of the room, an ornate pedestal held a mysterious artifact, a crystal orb that seemed to shimmer with a celestial light. The dialogue of its radiance filled the chamber, casting surreal shadows upon the walls. As Malcolm approached the artifact, a sense of familiarity washed over him. The dialogue of recognition tingled in his fingertips as he reached out and touched the crystal orb. The moment his skin made contact, a flood of visions engulfed him, each one a glimpse into the enigmatic tapestry of existence. The dialogue of past, present, and future intertwined, revealing the interconnectedness of all things. The visions played out like a surreal tableau. He saw the city of London, its skyline transformed by the passage of time. He witnessed the dialogue of generations, each one leaving its mark on the city's landscape. He saw faces, familiar and unknown, intertwined in the dialogue of life and destiny. The visions spoke of the cyclical nature of existence, the eternal dance of creation and destruction. In the midst of the visions, a voice echoed in Malcolm's mind. It was the ghost, their words a soothing melody amidst the cacophony of images. The dialogue of guidance and wisdom resonated within him as the ghost revealed the true nature of the crystal orb, a conduit of cosmic knowledge, a vessel of the universe's secrets. The dialogue of understanding washed over him like a tidal wave as he grasped the magnitude of the artifact's power. With newfound clarity, Malcolm looked into the depths of the crystal orb. The dialogue of his purpose, his role in the grand tapestry of existence, became crystal clear. He was not just a detective solving mysteries. He was a guardian of cosmic balance, a custodian of the enigmatic threads that wove the fabric of reality. The dialogue of responsibility and acceptance settled within him as he embraced his destiny with unwavering resolve. Outside the chamber, the city bustled with life, its inhabitants unaware of the cosmic revelations transpiring within. The dialogue of everyday existence carried on, oblivious to the enigmatic forces at play. Malcolm, now armed with the knowledge of the universe's secrets, felt a profound sense of peace. The dialogue of unity and harmony echoed in his soul as he recognized his place in the intricate web of existence. As he stepped out of the chamber, the crystal orb clutched in his hands, the city seemed to acknowledge his newfound purpose. The dialogue of serenity and equilibrium filled the air, as if the very essence of London resonated with his mission. The enigmatic encounter with the ghost had not only unraveled the mysteries that had plagued the city, but had also bestowed upon him a cosmic insight that transcended the boundaries of the mundane. In the heart of London, amidst the dialogue of ordinary life and the enigmatic dance of destiny, Malcolm Gray stood tall, his eyes reflecting the wisdom of the cosmos. The city, once a labyrinth of mysteries, now lay before him like an open book, its pages illuminated by the radiant glow of truth. The threads of fate had woven a tapestry that connected him to the very essence of the universe, and he embraced his role as its guardian with a sense of profound reverence. And thus, the enigmatic saga of Malcolm Gray, the detective touched by cosmic wisdom, came to a close, leaving behind a legacy etched in the annals of existence. The dialogue of his journey reverberated through the ages, a testament to the enigmatic interplay between mortal souls and the enigmatic forces that shaped the destiny of worlds.